Joining me now to talk more about the events that inspired January 6th, what to make of this. John Cohen, he's a former acting undersecretary of intelligence at the Department of Homeland Security. So, John, you've been covering this with us throughout, and after the last hearing, you mentioned that you were surprised to learn about the pre-planning, the evidence that was there and brought forward, but how January 6th had been planned as a way of blocking the counting of the electoral votes and the information that the team had. So I felt the same way. It felt like there was a shift in how the incident was understood, not just chaos and Trumpian chaos, but that something that was actually planned. Do you think that tonight's hearing, the culminating hearing in this series of hearings, can add to that?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to be really interested to learn more about what the president saw, what he was told, how he reacted, what instructions did he give, who did he give those instructions to. I'd like to hear more about why it took so long to mobilize federal law enforcement authorities, why it took so long to approve the use of the National Guard. And look, I just got to say, Terry, 3 hours and 7 minutes is an awful long time when you're fighting for your life. And what gets you through that type of combat is the knowledge that help is on its way, backup is coming. And it's the #1 responsibility for someone sitting in the Oval Office in a situation like that to make sure that those first responders on the ground are getting the help they need. And I want to hear why that didn't happen.
Absolutely, that's a great point, that they were there fighting while the president was watching TV and not taking action, as the committee's effort to show tonight. So, John, the election fraud conspiracy theories that are out there and now really part of the gospel of the Republican Party. They've been long refuted, but they continue to live online as well, fueling all this. How dangerous is the spread of this information, and how can it be addressed?
Yeah, it's highly dangerous. The threat environment continues to worsen. We are seeing active threats online, calls for violence being directed at law enforcement, calls for violence being directed at elected officials, Republicans and Democrats, calls for attacks against election officials and at polling places. And the narrative that's fueling those calls for violence is the narrative that the 2020 election was stolen and that the election process is corrupted. So, you know, it's one thing for an extremist or a terrorist group or a foreign intelligence service to spread those false narratives, those conspiracy theories, but when elected officials and media personalities spread the same narratives, they're adding fuel to the fire, and quite frankly, they're increasing the volatility of the threat environment.
And our reporting is that Donald Trump is ready to announce that he will run again in 2024, perhaps before the midterm elections, and you know that this will be front and center as part of his campaign, that the White House was robbed from him, and he's going to take it back. John, thanks very much, as always, for being with us.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.